How can we find hope and humor for the holidays? That's the topic we're going to be discussing today on this very special episode of Flourish-Meant. Today, I have two friends who are amazing guests. I have with me Andy Clapp, who is an author, speaker, and literary agent with the Kyle Agency. He loves to share the message of the cross, and he is the senior pastor at Mount Zion Baptist Church. I have with me also the gorgeous and amazing Michelle Medlock Adams, who is a much sought after speaker. She is the best-selling author of over 100 award-winning books, and she sold 4 million plus of those books. Together, Andy and Michelle have co-authored the Christmas Devotional, Hope and Humor for the Holidays. Welcome, Andy and Michelle. I am so delighted to have you on Flourish-Meant today.
Thanks for having us. We're excited to be here.
Yeah, thank you, Tina. It's great to be here.
So tell the audience what inspired you to do this book on hope and humor for the holidays. Why are hope and humor both important to Christmas and to our lives?
Well, I helped write the book because Michelle told me I was going to. So
There's some truth to that, yeah.
there is some truth to that. She called one night and she said, "Hey, you're doing this." No, for us, I think it's Christmas is our favorite time of year, anyways. Because it's the story. The story behind Christmas is that Jesus came. But for some people, it can be a hard season, and depending on who you are and what you've gone through, Christmas can be especially tough if you've lost someone or had relationships that have broken up, or just going through sickness or trials. And what we wanted to do was kind of encourage the readers and just share stories from our past that would uplift them and remind them that, you know what, even though it may be a dark night in your life, there's the light of Christmas that shines through, and it gives us hope even in the darkest seasons of life.
How does humor help us have something during the holidays besides just all of the trappings that we normally see with the commercialism? Why is humor a thing that we need, almost like a medicine?
I mean, the word tells us that, laughter is good for the soul. It's good for your bones. It's good for us. And I think sometimes we get so busy with the hustle and bustle of all the holiday things, we don't always take time to breathe, to enjoy the joy of the season, or to laugh. Now, I have little grandkids now. I have 6 of them, and they're the cutest things you've ever seen. They bring a lot of laughter into my life. And so that keeps me, I think it keeps you young. I think it keeps you happy, because happy and joy are 2 different things. Happy is temporal.
Mm-hmm.
Joy is eternal. It's a gift of the Spirit. But I like to have all that going on in this house, especially around the holidays. I will say the holidays take on a different meaning when you have little ones around. Just a lot more fun. But if you have lost somebody, like I lost my mom years ago, and then dad, and it was weird, us being the matriarch and patriarch of the family, all the dynamics kind of changed a little bit. We had to create new traditions and some fun things to bring that laughter back, because it's never going to be the same, that new normal. So we wanted to create a new normal that would be really great for everybody in the family. So we started doing fun things like the white elephant gift. And I write a devotion about that, where, you look all year, literally January 1, I'm looking for the perfect white elephant gift for my sister, something that will just make her so laugh, something that's just going to be incredibly funny to her. I mean, I think I had them all purchased by March of this year. Like, I love that. We do that on Christmas Eve at our family. Then our church always does the ugly Christmas sweater. Who wants to wear the ugliest Christmas sweater? And y'all, I've won 2 years in a row. I have some really ugly Christmas sweaters.
Found you one the other day.
You bought
Found
one?
you the other day. Oh, it was hideous. And I got it for you. It's coming in the mail.
I'm so excited. I mean, I have a whole closet full of just all kinds of holiday wear, because I'm a nut. That's the thing. That's why I wanted Andy to do this book with me, is because we both are like little kids at Christmas. I mean, we both start listening to holiday music in October, and we're the people that other people are annoyed by, because we're like, let's put the tree up. I know it's before Halloween, but we don't care. Like, I have 8 trees that I put up, just not because I want to impress anybody, just because I like 8 different trees. Each of them are themed. I mean, I've been working on that since November 1. And my husband, I've had Christmas music playing, driving my son-in-law crazy. Not sorry at all. Like, I love this time of year. And I think the joy of the season, because of our Savior, that he was born and came to earth for us, that is what we want to teach our kids. And we want to have that the centerpiece of our holiday. But all this other stuff, which we write about in the book, in addition to that, is fun. And we need to laugh. Sometimes some of the people who've got our devotional have been sending us emails and text messages and saying, oh my gosh, I totally laughed out loud when I read your ugly Christmas sweater one. I'm like, yep, because I told about a time when Allison asked to borrow my sweater. And I thought, I am really cool. My youngest daughter, who is fashionista, has asked to borrow one of my holiday sweaters. This wasn't one I had in the ugly section. This was one I wore like for real. Like I thought it was pretty. It had a little cardinal on it. It was shiny. It had little sparkles in it. And then when I went to the B&L basketball game that night, I noticed a lot of people were in holiday sweaters. And I was like, oh, these are also, everybody's so festive. And then one of our friends from church, who was Allie's friend, said, Allie's sweater didn't win, but she came in third. She's like, man, she's like, that was one ugly sweater. And I was like, okay. So it wasn't that my sweater was beautiful that she had asked to wear. It's that it was the ugly sweater. But when she borrowed it, she didn't ask me that. She said, Mom, can I borrow one of your sweaters? Yeah. So that'll humble you. So there's some levity in there with some, believe it or not, some, scriptural training in the midst of all the fun that we have in there. I think you'll really enjoy this book. It's a really fun one.
I think we have a problem with taking ourselves too seriously sometimes, don't you? And I think that can bring the holidays down to a level of stress and a level of strain and conflict when you're taking the things that don't matter more seriously than the eternal things that do, the relationships, the forgiveness, the grace that you offer. Can you talk about that a little bit?
Yeah, I mean, when we take ourselves too seriously, then we're really getting away from the meaning of the season. But here's the thing, is that Jesus came wide to make what was wrong right. And what I mean by that was that he came so all of our wrongs could be wiped away, and people ask me all the time as a pastor, they say, which one's more important, Christmas or Easter? Well, they're both important, but you can't have Easter if you don't have Christmas. He had to come first before he could die for us. Mm-hmm. And I think sometimes we get so far away from the heart of the season, to be honest with you, because we are focused on all the wrong things. Like, because we've done that in our household, and we've done that, with our church and stuff. It can easily become so distracted that we miss the beauty of it. I'll never forget my kids asking me if I was older than Santa Claus. I was like, are you serious? Are you serious right now? I mean, yeah, Daddy's got a little bit of gray, but come on now. When we get back to the heart of the holiday, it comes back to chasing moments and meaning and not materials. Yes. And that is so important for us, that we begin to chase that moment with Jesus rather than chase the materials of Christmas, and not be so serious and so stressed out, because that's just, he can't. It's so funny. Have you ever thought about this? Like, what is the phrase for Christmas? Peace on earth. And we're all stressed out. It's like we missed the whole thing. It's like, we have it in lights all around us, peace on earth, and we're just running and going. Man, sometimes we need to remember grace, that grace came. We need to remember that mercy was here, and that if a stable was good enough for the Son of God, then my Charlie Brown Christmas tree is okay.
I love that. That's great. What is one little quick tip that you want to make sure people find in the season this year?
My one little quick tip is, one thing that'll keep you less stressed and more blessed during the season is to just shift your mindset. So instead of like, oh my gosh, I have the kids' school program and I have 2 church functions and we're hosting a party, instead of saying I have to do all this, be like, this means I have friends and family in my life that I actually get to go to these things. So just kind of change that in your mind, where if you're an introvert, especially, you don't like to get out and do these things, it's such a blessing to be invited. So just that one little shift in mindset can make all the difference in how you approach all the things you're going to have to do this year. Don't think of it, have to do things I get to do this year.
My tip would be stop. At least for a moment, stop. Take in the magnitude of the season and the meaning of the season, and that will give you more perspective. Too often we lose perspective because we're running too fast, but when you stop and breathe it in, it kind of changes your perspective on things.
So tell the audience how they can connect with each of you. I'm going to start with Andy and then go to Michelle, and get a copy of the Christmas Devotional, Hope and Humor for the Holidays.
Oh, you can connect with me on www.andyclapp.org. And that's Clapp with 2 P's. And I'm on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter.
And for me, it's www.michellemedlockadams.com. That's MEDLOCK Adams.com. And I am IN, stands for Indiana, IN Writer Girl on all the social media platforms. So we're everywhere. You can't hardly miss us. And then you can go to flourish-meant.com, and you can order the Christmas Devotional, or it's also on Amazon and pretty much every place books are sold.
I hope that all of you listening enjoyed this conversation about hope and humor for the holidays. And I hope that you will check out this new Christmas devotional by Andy Clapp and Michelle Medlock Adams. And of course, I also hope that you hit subscribe and come back for the next episode of Flourish-Meant.